not come out of this arc unscathed, as the man that stands before Goku, Vegeta, and Granola now seems like nothing more than a vessel for hate and darkness, almost unrecognizable from before. Even Elec is shocked to see Gas in this state, as Gas mocks Granola further, asking, is he sure he has no more interest in revenge? How about now? Although livid, Granola opts to go check on Monito instead, as an infuriated Goku and Vegeta power back up to their Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego forms respectively. As they charge at Gas, he uses his psychic powers again, this time overpowering Goku and Vegeta and forcing them to slam into each other. As they fall out of the sky, Gas leaps into the air and appears above them, landing a devastating kick to the two Saiyans. As they fall towards the ground, they're both able to rebound, and then they go on the offensive as Goku lands a punch and Vegeta a kick. Gas is flung upwards into the sky as Goku and Vegeta charge their signature moves. However, Gas is absolutely relishing in this battle. He releases his own attack before them as he opens his eyes with a manic look on his face. Then he fires an astronomically large beam attack that engulfs damn near the entire forest. Goku and Vegeta shield themselves from that explosion, but it seems like this was just a huge diversion for Gas to close distance. He flies directly at them through his own attack and plants the both of his feet on either of their faces and kicks them across the battlefield. Gas is beginning to look more and more zombified by the minute as Goku mentions how he didn't even care about diving into his own energy blast just to get them, causing even more damage to his already decrepit body. Looks like he doesn't even care about taking damage, Goku says. Sheer madness. It's like fighting someone who's already dead, Vegeta replies. Off in the distance, Granola is still doing his best to resuscitate Monito, who still seems to be hanging on even though just barely. It's fine, Granola, Monito tells him. My life should have ended 40 years ago. My only duty since then was raising you right, but you don't need me anymore. Of course I need you, Granola replies, but Monito is more than proud of the man Granola has become at this point, so he disagrees. Thank you, Granola, he says. Spending the last of my long years with you was more than I could have asked for. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta are doing their best to wear down Gas as much as possible, and with a kick to the side of the arm, it seems like Goku is finally getting somewhere. The force of his kick literally knocks a chunk out of Gas's arm, but it would be no time at all before he's somehow able to partially heal himself, and with that same arm sends Goku flying with a punch. Gas laughs as Goku wonders how his arm is even still moving after being crushed like that. It's like a curse, Vegeta says. Cursed to be the strongest. It's at this moment that Elec would get a burst of confidence again after seeing Gas and would cheer him on to be even more ruthless. Elec would command Gas to keep going, to be the strongest until the second he drops dead, and to kill all of them, revealing his true bloodthirsty, selfish, and honestly greedy side. Maki appears in front of him and demands Elec to quit this nonsense. Just look at him, she says. This isn't normal. She grabs Elec by the shirt and begs that they all just leave this planet. This is a battle we can put off winning, she pleads. This is when Elec would shock all of us and backhands his own little sister. Maki is sent tumbling, however Oil is able to catch her as both he and Maki look stunned and confused at Elec's reaction. I told you there won't be a next time, he barks at them. Gas's lifespan is about to run out. Making him far and away the strongest in the universe meant sacrificing that much of his life. This single revelation stuns and freezes the entire battlefield as it's revealed that not even Gas knew the true price he was paying for this power. This situation is honestly beyond messed up in my opinion. I mean, to sacrifice your own brother's life to make him your strongest weapon is truly sick. Oil and Maki seem to agree as the revelation sends Gas into a spiral. He looks at his reflection in the water and becomes stunned with what he's become. In the sky, however, Elec is growing increasingly impatient. He tells Gas to stop screwing around this instant. Kill them now and quick, he rushes. At least make yourself useful in your final moments, you worthless scum. Waste any more time and before we know it, he's gonna... Before Elec can finish his statement, however, another being lands on the battlefield. One that no one here is in the condition to fight, as this is the most opportune moment possible to finally exact his revenge. Behind Gas, instantaneously landing on planet Syria before even being sensed, Frieza, the tyrant of the universe, has arrived. No one would expect this. Eyes all over the battlefield would open widely, jaws would simultaneously drop, and fear would begin to set in. Goku and Vegeta especially are at a loss for words, but none more fearful in this moment than Elec himself. Well, it's been some time, Gas, Frieza says, as even in this decrepit form, he recognizes his former subordinates. Frieza, Goku finally utters. Why is he here? I understand that you have some business with me, Frieza says to Gas. What might that be? Gas, although stunned, afraid, and slightly confused, fights through all of this to remember his goal. The goal to kill Frieza and make the Heaters the strongest organization in the universe. With one last explosive power-up sure to end his life one way or the other in the next few moments, Gas charges forward with the only goal in mind being eliminating Frieza at this point. As the monstrosity known as Gas charges forward, however, the battlefield is left frozen and speechless once more. A single attack from Frieza, not even moving from the very spot he stood, pierces directly through Gas's abdomen as Frieza's aura in that instant revealed something different. Everyone on the battlefield will be at a loss for words as Frieza somehow easily stops Gas, something that neither Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego could do. With this attack depleting the rest of his minimal life force, Gas's body completely crumbles under Frieza's attack and leaves him as nothing more than a pile of bones and dust as Frieza tears him apart and then just brushes his shoulder off. The sicko even steps on Gas's skull and crushes it beneath his foot, which finally breaks Elec's silence. Frieza then addresses him next, saying that Elec is the one that contacted him, so once again he asks, "What is your business with me?" Elec stumbles over his words after his entire plan was foiled in a single attack somehow, with even Goku and Vegeta lost and looking for answers as to how Frieza was able to do that to Gas. Unless you had a legitimate reason for summoning me, Frieza warns them, you're going to be quite sorry you did. We just got our wires crossed, that's all, Elec says nervously. No business deal for today, I'm afraid. We're so sorry. Crossed wires, Frieza says, smirking. Let me guess, he goes on. You meant to have Gas kill me. Elec's entire plan and probably life are flashing before his eyes right now, while also crumbling just as Gas did moments prior. Well, I have some bad news for you then, Frieza goes on. It looks like Gas is dust in the wind. Frieza all of a sudden, with terrifying speed, appears in front of Elec as he grants him another sinister revelation. Let me let you in on a little secret. I've known all about your ambitions these past 40 years. I knew, and I let you scurry along, all while exploiting you for my army's benefits, Frieza says. This stuns Elec to the core as the entire time, Frieza was aware even during the battle with Bardock. There isn't a single thing in this universe that I'm not privy to, that is, Frieza says as he walks past him. For example, he goes on, the fact that the weakest of all the Heaters is you. Apparently Elec had been a sham this entire time because this comment seems like news to Oil and Maki as well. Elec, however, tries to take a swing at Frieza for revealing his little secret, but this was probably the single worst thing that he could have done in this moment. Frieza easily blocks his punch and after extending a hand to his face, blasts away Elec as if he were nothing, leaving almost no remains this time. Oil and Maki freak out because not only did they just lose Gas, but they lost Elec as well, so now it's just two of them. This is when Frieza finally takes a look around the battlefield and notices Goku and Vegeta of all people here. Why, if it isn't you two? Seems the gang's all here, Frieza replies sarcastically. Frieza, Goku shouts. How'd you manage to kill Gas? How, you ask? Frieza says, confused. This is when Vegeta explains, however, that Gas had become the strongest warrior in the universe. By all rights, he should have been stronger than Frieza as well. In this universe, you mean? Ah, of course, Frieza replies. Well, I've actually been spending some time in another dimension, you see, so perhaps I wasn't being counted as part of this universe. What other dimension? Goku asks, shocked. This is when Frieza explains that upon one of the many worlds he conquered, he happened to come across one that had a chamber where time flows differently than the outside world. A room of spirit and time? Vegeta says, shocked. This is when Frieza would confirm yes, and with this, he was able to squeeze in 10 years worth of training. I couldn't very well keep losing to Saiyans my whole life, Frieza says, so I needed a bit of a power-up. This is when Frieza assumes a stance, and before our eyes for the very first time, beyond even golden, and in my opinion kinda symbolic as well as golden was, Black Frieza is born for the very first time. Achieving this form took plenty of toil, I'll have you know, Frieza says proudly, as Goku and Vegeta are still shocked and speechless, but Frieza charges right at them. They're both forced to power back up to Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, but Frieza doesn't bat an eye. With speed beyond what either of these two Saiyans could react to, Frieza delivers vicious blows to the both of their guts, dismantling both Ultra forms with a single attack. He drives directly through the two Saiyans as they fall to the side, gasping for breath and returning to base form instantly. Frieza also returns to base form proudly as he tells Goku and Vegeta while they were playing around on this worthless planet, he managed to surpass them. His ship appears overhead, but before he goes, he lets Goku and Vegeta know that since he came here in pursuit of another target, he'll spare them today, and he flies off. He turns around and addresses Oil and Maki, however, mentioning that his ship happens to be in need of a cook and a waiter. They happily take the jobs if it means being spared and follow Frieza onto his ship, and with this, Frieza has made a dynamic entrance, beaten everybody, and left all in the span of like 10 pages. Granola is seen still trying to revive Monito as he says that this is bad. He stopped breathing altogether. However, all of a sudden, Monito's eyes burst open with life. Wait, what? Granola says confused, knowing this wasn't his doing as Monito sits up confused as well. This is when we would look up and see that it's just Whis, who's finally arrived and doing a little bit of kind-hearted cleanup duty as always. This one seemed to be a friend of yours, Goku, so just this once, as a special favor. Wow, thanks so much, Whis, Goku exclaims. I see it's finally over, Whis replies. Vegeta introduces Whis as an angel to Granola and Monito, but it seems Whis has come here with a purpose as well. Might I ask the two of you to return with me straight away, Whis says. Lord Beerus can't seem to figure out how to make instant yakisoba. Sure, the Saiyans reply. Pretty sure you just pour boiling water in and done, Vegeta says. Goku then turns around and asks Granola if he wants to come train with them in the God Realm, but after all of the events that have taken place on planet Cereal, Granola feels responsible for restoring this planet to his glory, so he has to decline. He wants to fix the planet with the Dragon Balls since his use of them got them into this mess in the first place, and Monito agrees and decides to seal them away after the next use. This planet doesn't need the Dragon Balls anymore, he says. In that case, you'll be needing this, Vegeta says as he gives the Dragon Radar to Granola. Finally, Goku and Vegeta prepare for their departure of planet Cereal after such an insane battle, but before they take that leave, Monito would remember one last item, and calling Goku son of Bardock, he would present Bardock's scouter as Goku is the rightful heir to it. As Goku looks into the scouter, he sees a reflection of his father's face and smiles. Whis, Goku, and Vegeta begin to depart as they say their farewells to their new friends, and Vegeta welcomes Granola to stop by Earth anytime he gets the urge to want to fight Saiyans again as they welcome the challenge. Granola agrees but is still fully confident that he can beat them, which puts a smile on Vegeta's face, and then our warriors take off with Whis. As they fly through the cosmos, they remember one last detail as well, as Goku asks, when the Oracle Fish mentioned the strongest warrior in the universe, was it actually talking about Frieza? Whis nonchalantly as always says, perhaps. Or maybe the strongest warrior has emerged elsewhere in our universe, he says, as Goku and Vegeta can only react with excitement to news like this. They were just demolished by Frieza, who presented a new form and spared them, so if another warrior even stronger than current Frieza has emerged in Universe 7, Goku and Vegeta absolutely have their work cut out for them. This is going to conclude the Granola the Survivor arc, and just so you guys know, the manga will be on hiatus next month as they prepare for the next arc. No official date yet on when chapter 88 drops, so be sure to have those notifications on and stay tuned because Dragon Ball on this channel is never done.